Hey, it's Jason. Welcome to the XT250 Adventures. I recently picked up an XT. It's like an '08 or an '09 carbureted XT250, 9,500 miles. Got a good price on it. Drove everything. Drove it home basically. I got some carburetor problems that I've all but sorted out. It's still leaking a little gas, but I bought it for my girlfriend, and I'm trying to lower the bike. I've already raised the forks in the triple clamps and took all the preload out of the rear shock, and it's still just not quite low enough. Plus, with the preload out of the rear shock, it's lost a bunch of travel. So I ordered some inexpensive adjustable lowering links off of online. And I thought that would be great. I did look at some higher brand names. They were extremely expensive, and they weren't adjustable. So I wanted something that I could adjust so that I could obviously adjust the ride height. When the bike's sitting low, to give her confidence until she learned, and I could start raising it up as she gains confidence and maybe get it back to stock. But anyway, this is what I ended up with. These are the aftermarket lowering links here, also known as dog bones. These are the stock ones, and you can probably see why they call them dog bones. So on this bike, it differs from bike to bike based on how the suspension's set up, but to lower the bike, you have to lengthen the dog bones. So these aftermarket ones claim that they adjust from stock ride height down to a 3-inch drop. But I'm seeing that that's not actually true, because when I line them up, you'll see that so here's the stock bolt. Or, well, I'd say a 1/2 inch off stock. So you're going to get some lowering out of the rear suspension, even with all of the adjustment taken out, which is fine. If you ever want to take it back to stock, just save your stock dog bones. But the issue that I'm running into here is this is the washer kit that they give you with it, and these are the hat washers that go into inserts that try to shim up the difference here between that and the stock bolt diameter. Issue number one is these are sloppy in the heim joints. If I can show you that. Let's say we'll go like this. So there's about a 1/4 inch of play there. And issue number two is they're sloppy on the bolts themselves. So all this wobble here is slop. So that's going to end up to be at least a 1/4 inch of slop in the suspension, times 2, because that's going to happen on this side too. So that's basically going to feel like you've got bad bearings in the swing arm assembly. So that's not great. But this bike isn't going to be used for Herculean off-road efforts at the moment. So we're just going to get the ride height set with these and see where we go from there. and then dial it in to a comfortable height for her, get some training in, get her comfortable on it, and then what I can do is once she's comfortable with a particular ride height, then I can get some, I can probably machine myself or get machined some custom links to the height she's comfortable with, or if she ever gets comfortable with the stock ones, that'd be great. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and install them, see how bad the slop is. If you're getting a 1/4 inch of slop here, or even a 1/2 inch of slop here, that's going to be multiplied. We'll have to see what that translates to at the rear axle. It could be as much of an inch or more. So yeah, that's what I'm finding. These are inexpensive pieces, and they are showing their inexpense. As far as actually, let's see here, doing the job, it's not a big job at all. I got the bike up on a ATV stand. It's 17 millimeter bolts and a wrench to take the 2 links out, and you probably need a floor jack to suspend the rear wheel to get the pressure. And then, so what I'll do is I don't know if you probably can't see this, but as I raise this floor jack, it's going to take the wheel further up, and it's going to make the distance between these 2 holes greater. And that's why those links need to be longer. I'm going to kick this floor jack with my foot. So that's putting the rear wheel up, and it's making the distance between here and here greater. So not a big job. Not a big job at all. Easy to do with hand tools. I did use a battery-powered impact driver, but certainly able to be done with hand tools. Okay, stay tuned for the results. Okay, so just like I thought, with all that slop in there, I installed these, and when I grabbed the rear wheel, I had about a 1/2 inch of free play with the bike in a jack off the ground. Which was expected with how sloppy everything fit. So what I ended up doing was I took some of the shim washers, well, all the shim washers that they gave, and I punched them out with the step punch drill there, so that the hat bushings would fit in them. And if you can see, that actually increases their diameter a little bit. Not all the way, but that should take up about easily half of the slop that was in there. Probably well over half the slop that was in there. Should tighten that up. So I punched all of them out. They all, none of them look like that's what they were designed for. They all had to be reamed out in order to fit. But you can see that increases the diameter of the hats to fit in that well a little better. And then my plan is I'm just going to adjust one of these in compression tight, and then the other one in tension tight, and that should alleviate the rest of the slop with a little bit of a differential adjustment. So that's the plan. So we'll see. Not a very good fitting kit, but it got the job done as far as lowering the bike. So I did have my rider sit on there and was comfortable with it. So alright, stay tuned. It's definitely working, but not ideal. Definitely not high quality for what I paid for it. So yep, okay, so that actually worked. By putting those shim washers in there, drilling them out, and then putting one of the links in compression and then the other one in tension, I was actually able to take all the slop out of it. So it's actually pretty tight compared to how it was. There was way over a 1/2 inch in there. So yeah, that's workable. But yeah, that's what you got to do when you buy cheap stuff. Kind of make it work. Figure it out. No instructions with that kit, by the way. Alright. So the adjustable kickstand I got, inexpensive one, didn't really pan out. It was too short and it didn't have the right angle either. I ended up chasing the threads out because it was threaded with standard threads to a metric. But it was going to take, I was going to have to buy some threaded rod and basically extend this. It was just too short. So after trial fitting it, I just decided to cut about an inch, maybe an inch and a quarter out of the stock kickstand and put my Harbor Freight welder to good use. And didn't turn out too bad, I gotta say. I took the piece out about here and welded it back up, painted it up. Looks way better now than it did before. And now the bike's sitting really nice for the height that it's at. No more tip over on it. So, alright, that's what I did.